Hello dear friends, this is Kingdom of the Song on Aigaber channel on YouTube. I am Arshak Adamian, and in this video I will tell you about Armenian Catholicos of the 7th century Komitas Aghtsetsi and his hymn Anzink Nvirialk Siruin Christosi. Agathangelos, the 5th century Armenian historian, gives a very thorough description of the Hripsimian Virgins who had fled persecution in Rome by then Emperor Diocletian and had found refuge within the Armenian highlands, in particular within the capital of Vaghashapat. The Armenian king at that time was Tiridates III from the house of Arshak, and upon hearing the beauty of Hripsime, made it his wish to have her. His royal guard brought Hripsime to the palace, and with her Gayane, the head of the nun, ordered to convince Hripsime to abide to the king's will. Gayane instead encourages Hripsime to remain defiant, and Tiridates, frustrated with his inability to have Hripsime, has the entire group of virgins killed. According to tradition, following the massacre, Tiridates falls ill with a venerable disease that makes him lose control of the mental capabilities and begins to act as a wild boar. The king's sister Khosroviduht has a dream where she sees Grigor Partev, who was imprisoned in a deep dungeon called Khorvirab by the king for his unwavering Christian faith, the person able to cure the sick king of his disease. Khosroviduht tells the royal court of this dream, initially to no reaction, for Grigor was imprisoned for many years, and people had the notion that he had died in the dungeon a long time ago. But with the grace of God he was found alive, and giving into the king's sister's demands, the dungeon was opened to reveal to everyone's amazement that Grigor was indeed alive. The guards take Grigor to the king, and according to tradition, Grigor cures the king of the transfiguration from wild boar back to man, all but one ear. After this miraculous act, Tiridates accepts Christianity and quickly adopts the Christian faith as the state religion of all Greater Armenia. With the order from the repentant king, Grigor finds the relics of the martyred virgins and lays them to rest, after which, as Grigor the Illuminator Catholicos begins to construct shrines of the faith. Much later, the sites of those shrines become St. Hripsime, St. Gayane and St. Shohagat church cathedrals. Three centuries past these events, and where the present province of Aragazotan within the village of Aghtsq, Komitas Shinoch, Komitas the Builder, is born. He receives his education in the seminary of Dvin and becomes the bishop of Taron region. In 615 he becomes the Catholicos of Armenia. He is much involved in constructing places of worship as well as advancing cultural projects with Syunik, Arsharunik, the Holy See in the Dvin capital, the Cathedral of Echmiadzin, the seminaries in Dvin and Shirak and elsewhere. It was during his time that the St. Grigor Church in Armenian capital Dvin was constructed in 608 with the help of Abbot Hohanik. St. Echmiadzin Cathedral was completely renovated, and in 618, in the place of former shrine to St. Hripsime, he has church cathedral constructed. The Armenian historian of the 7th century, Sebeos, has this to say of Komitas Shinoch, Komitas the Builder. During the beginning of the 28th year of reign of King of Persia Khosrov I, Komitas Catholicos demolished the shrine dedicated to Saint Hripsime in Vagar-Shapat, built by the son of Saint Nerses, Saint Sahak Catholicos of Armenia, because it was in a state of disrepair and unappealing. While they were demolishing the shrine's walls, to everyone's amazement, a beautiful and shiny royal pearl was found, none other than Saint Hripsime's relic box. Because the relic box had been sealed multiple times by the seal of Saint Grigor and Sahak Catholicos, Komitas Catholicos did not want to open the relic box. Instead, he once more sealed the relic box, this time with his own seal, and it was such the relic box was then sealed with the devout tree. O pearl that was not born of the ocean, but a pearl derived from royal lineage and nurtured within a holy sanctuary and dedicated to God. The righteous wished to see you, and the devout Komitas was love-stricken by your holy love. The length of the relic box was of 9 hands and 4 fingers. The entire northern part of the kingdom came to genuflect before the refound relic, and many sicknesses were cured in its presence. Komitas Catholicos built a church cathedral and waited for the dampness of the walls to subside, after which he had placed in the sanctuary. He also replaced the dilapidated wooden vestibule with a stone one. Komitas Catholicos was also a profound poet and musician. This historic event moves him to write the hymn Anzink Navirial Xiruin Christosi, translated to those devout to Christ's love. The hymn takes the historical account of Agathangelos as a context and arranges it beautifully. The main essence of the hymn is to show that the heavenly crown is victorious over the earthly crown, the same way Hripsime, who had aspired and lived for Christ, was victorious over King Tiridates. Both lyrically and musically balanced, this beautiful hymn is explained in our interview with Daniel Yerajist, Daniel the musician. Komitas Catholicos has written the hymn using the 36 letters of the Armenian alphabet in 36 verses to attestation of the martyred Saint Hripsimian Virgins. It is indeed a masterpiece. The verse that begins with the letter H starts with the word Hripsime and is in itself a hymn within the entirety of the hymn. As well, I regard Saint Hripsime Cathedral as a stone hymn. And it is with this beautiful hymn as well the 7th century Komitas Catholicos has become known to us to have passed away in 628 according to historical accounts. Dear friends, let us now hear his immortal hymn performed by the Sharakan ensemble, led by artistic director and choir master Daniel Yerajist, Daniel the musician, with the soloist Armenuhi Seranyan. It was the Kingdom of the Songs on iGaber channel on YouTube. I am Arshak Adamian. Thank you for watching this video. Stay with iGaber.